Okay, guys, I'm back. This is part 8. We have to zip up his back. Because right now, this is what we've got. We've got like a roadkill looking bug. So, what we're going to do is zip up his back with these loops. But before we do that, when we left, I said you've got to pull off all your tie-off bands. And then we had tons and tons of little tie-off bands in here. And when you pull them off, you're inevitably going to find loops that didn't get pulled through. Like, there'll be just random little loops sticking up. So if you do that, find those on your shell pieces. Where's my hook? I just put my hook up through the bottom of his body and grabbed them and pulled them through, and I just tied little knots so you can see them right here. I had 2 loops that I missed. I think I had more than that in this guy. I think I had 3 or 4 on this guy. But, so if you have loops that you missed, go ahead and check your shell. Make sure you'd see them. They'd stick up here or stick up on the back of it. And you just grab them, pull them through, and tie a little knot. Or if you don't want to tie a little knot, you can just pull them through and use a C-clip and clip them onto here, because this is going to be inside his body, so no one's going to see it anyway. C-clips would probably be easier. So here we go. I'm going to need that. Time to zip up his back. Now, when I was saying that on Facebook, when I wrote that you zip up his back, people thought I meant a real zipper, and it's not. We're using these loops like a zipper. So, the best way to explain this, let's see. So, when we put the loops on one side we put them on the even pegs and left spaces between. And then on the other, we put the loops on the odd pegs and left spaces between. So what we're going to do is we are going to pull the loop through the spaces on the other side. So like the loop is on this one. So we're going to stick our hook through the one before it and pull that loop through. And we're going to do one side all the way down, and then we're going to go back and do the other side. So you just grab that. Oop. I missed the loop. Grab it and pull it through. And if you're careful, you can get them all. And there's that loop. And then we go between these guys. This one's the easy one because we're just doing loops. When we pull the other loops through, we're going to add spikes. I just woke up. I was supposed to do this last night and I was too tired after working, so I just went to bed. But I said I would upload the videos today, so we're gonna do it. Here's one. I mean, you can just keep making sure they stay through. You gotta move his wing out of the way. Go ahead and move his wing out of the way. See, it's pretty easy. It just looks intimidating. Okay, now this is a technique that Courtney uses on her stomach attachments on her dragons, on how to loom your dragon. So this was just my way of thinking, how am I gonna put his back together? So I thought, this will work. And the whole time I was doing it, I'm like, man, I really hope this works. I really hope this works. And it did. So now what you do is you take your first loop, put your fingers through, and pull your second loop through. And then you open that one up and pull the third loop through. And you open that one up and pull the fourth loop through. Let's see. And you go all the way down. And with this last one, what I'm going to do is I am going to tie it off with these 3 guys, because you don't want to lose that last loop or the whole thing will undo itself. So I'm going to use a tie-off band to tie off my tie-off bands. I'll use another color so I can see it. And what you can do is you can kind of put that around his little foot. Now, we need to make some spikes, because I'm going to make it so his spikes are sandwiched between. So I counted, and on this guy I have, I think, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yes, 20 spikes. So you're going to need red and orange. So you go around 3 times with your red. So you got 4 loops. Then we're going to do a doubled red, then a doubled orange. Oop, I missed. And then we're going to grab 2 orange and pull it through there. So there's a spike. And you need 20 of these. So I'm going to do a few more, and then I'm just going to tell you guys to pause. So 3 times around, doubled red, doubled orange, and 2 orange. Red. And 2 orange. Ow. And 2 orange. So there's 5. And you just keep going until you get 20. I already did my 20, or my 15 plus the 5 I just did. So go ahead, pause the video, make your 20 spikes, and then come back. Okay, so you should have just paused your video, made your spikes, and came back. So here we go. I am gonna take these off of here. Okay, this can go. Okay, now for the complicated part. Maybe I should have done this the other way around. Oh well. So what you're gonna do, maybe I should have done these on the first side. Oh well, first side's already done. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna find Might have been easier to do the other side. Oh well. So, this is our side we're pulling through. The side that's just mine, it's solid light green. So you're going to find where your space is that you're pulling bands through, which is here. Then you're going to put your spike on, your hook. Then you're going to grab your loop and pull it through all of that. And then same thing, you're going to go through, put your spike on, and pull it through. Go through, put your spike on. All 20 of these aren't going on his back. They go down his tail. Too, so. There we go. And you just keep going. And then if you kind of hold the band off to the side, you can keep pulling it without it coming off your hook. Come on. Make sure your little bands don't get sucked back in. Okay. And whoops. One more after this. There's that guy. And this guy is gonna go here. Okay, so now we do the same thing. You grab your first loop, open it, grab your second loop, almost skipped one. This one is the last one. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to tie it off with these last tie-off bands here. There we go. You can pull that around his leg if you want. It'll stay out of the way, I think. So there we go. There's his back all zipped up. So now he looks almost like a dragon, except his head wants to bend down. You can kind of squeeze him together to fold those in half. There we go. Let's see how his legs are sticking out. Once we put his belly on, they're not going to stick out as bad. So, let's see. Do I want to go ahead and do the stomach as this video? Sure, why not? I'm gonna pause and get my stuff together to make the stomach. Okay, so for the belly, you're gonna need your little bottom jaw. You're gonna need a bunch of white, and then you're going to need some of the body color, which I'm gonna use the dark green again, like we did for those. I'm gonna have to put up my other pack of dark green. Okay. So, you've got your white, you've got your a little bit of body color, because those are going to be our side loops, like the attachment loops like we just did for his back. And this is only going to be 4 wide. Sorry. Oh, can't stop yawning. Okay, 4 wide, but we're doing the entire loom for the first part, and then we're going to extend it. So, starting up here, let's see. Just take these 2 guys off. Hold on, I'm not prepared for this. Where did I put my... Okay. Oh, come on. I'm trying to get this more stable. Let's see. That should work. There we go. Okay. That way the ends aren't going to squeeze together. Okay. Well, wrong way around. Making sure your arrows are pointing the right way. Mine are going to the right. And just go all the way down on all 4 rows. Whoop. With 2 bands. Okay, then down the next row. And this is what's going to give him more of a better shape to his body. It's going to make his back stick up more, having this be smaller than his body is wide. Okay, so here we are at the end. Now we get to do the horizontal bands, which I'm doing like, what you call them, parallelograms, I guess. Basically, it looks like the Pizza Hut roof. So it's flat, and then it comes up across 2 pegs. And this is not the end. We're going to extend it a little bit because his body's pretty long. So we're going to go ahead and do that on the end. Then you just overlap them. Across 4 and then across the middle 2. Across 4 and then the middle 2. All the way down. Parallelogram. Stuff you learn in school. And you never thought you'd use. There you go. Okay, then we're going to stop here. We're going to attach his jaw. And you're going to attach it so the teeth are up. Again, I hid my hook for myself. I don't need those, so I want to make sure you don't step on them. Here we go. Okay. So, on the end ones, you have to make sure, sorry, can't stop yawning. You have to make sure that you get all the bands. So you've got 2 going this way, and then 4, and then the 2 going that way. And you can check to make sure you got them all by putting your hook through and pulling. And if you can see your whole tie-off band under there, you know you got all the bands. The middle 2 are easy. You just stick it through and go bloop, and it goes on. And this one's got the 2 that are at an angle. Ugh, I can't do it. It's too early in the morning. So these 2, then the big 4, and then the back 2. Again, check, make sure you got them all. Yep. There we go. So there's the jaw. Now we gotta take these loops off, and we're gonna put another horizontal band here. So if you hold it, you can grab those little loops on the side. I always just make sure I push down on the top so I don't pull the whole thing off. Okay, now we're gonna lift up this one. We have to lift up the top 2 and the next 2, and this one's just the top 2 and top 2. And this one's top 2 and the next 2. Leave those on your hook. Grab your next horizontal bands, and we're gonna put those on there. And now we gotta put these all back. So kind of push down. And that one, and then that one. There we go. Now, we're gonna have the loops. Oh shoot, maybe I should have put those on there. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna take these 2 and these 2 off and put a loop there. Because I started on the next one, on my last one, and his jaw kind of is floppy. So I'm gonna put my first loop there. We're gonna have to lift these 2 and these 2 and put another loop on this side. Put these guys back. 1 and 2. There we go. And now we're gonna do it on every other one. So it's gonna be on these guys. So push down the ones that are every other one. and it just makes it so that it stay on a little easier. Okay, so now we're going to drop our loops on. Whoops. So one here, one here. And, okay. There we go. These last ones, we're actually going to put them on when we do the extension. So, you don't have to worry about those. Okay. Okay, let's see. We're going to go ahead and loop up those sides so we don't lose those loops. Loom up the side so we don't lose the loops. Hard to say. That way we can lock those guys in there so we don't have to worry about them. And again, you just loom like they're not there. Okay, then we're going to get this side. So, for the first one, you kind of got to look down the side of your loom to make sure you get those bottom two and you don't get those horizontal bands. Whoop. Whoop. Missed one. Gotta get them. I wasn't gonna get up until like 10, but my little dog gets me up every morning. She got me up at 7 today, so I couldn't get back to sleep, so I figured I might as well just do this. Now we come back to this end and we can do the middle ones. At least they're easy. You just go bloop bloop bloop. I should check the video. Crap. Okay, so there's all 4. Now, you are going to tie these off, but before I do that, I'm going to check the video and make sure you guys can see everything. So I'll get right back. I just wanted to make sure you guys could see what I did with the attaching the jaw, because I couldn't remember if I had it back far enough so that it was in the view of the camera. So now I'm going to tie off my... Oh, I just put those down. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, so now I'm going to tie off my last 4. Move these little white guys around over here. I was afraid I was going to have to undo that and do it all over. So, but I would have done it for you guys. Okay. Now I can pull these off. Where's my blue hook? There it is. Just to pull these guys off. There we go. There's the first part of his belly, and you just want to pull out your little loopies and pull them out on this side. There we go. Okay, now we're going to do a little extension just to make his body his belly just a little bit longer. And it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. So, get our white again. Those little green ones. And another little handful of white. Okay, so we're going 5 down in the middle, because it's going to get skinnier at the end. So I'm going to do 5 down. And this is on the middle 2 rows. This one. And then this one. Okay. And then we're going to add, oh, poop. We need a 6th one. So I'm going to move this one off to the side because it needs to go here. Because it has to go under. And this one's going off to the side over here. I didn't think about that. This has to be at an angle. So there we go. And then we're going to put these guys back. So we should have gone 6 down. And then an angle, and then 5. Okay, now we are gonna go from this one to this one, right? Yep. And then the same thing on this side, and then the rest of the way. Okay, then we're going to do our horizontals, which we're going to do this guy and this guy, and then these are going to have doubled bands. So just double one, put it there, double one, put it here. Okay, then we are going to put the belly that we already did on here. At the bottom. Oops. Tie off band just got in the way. So there's one. And the middle 2 have the top of the horizontal, so you gotta make sure you get all of those guys. That one. And that one. And then the end guy. Make sure it's not twisted. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to take our tie off loops off. Tie off bands. Same thing. You just pull on the thingy. We're going to lift the top ones of that. So the top 2, top 2, top 2, and top 2. And this one has to have a loop on it. See, I remembered this time. So we're going to put, oh wait, first we put the horizontal, and then we'll put the loop. Horizontal, and then the loop. Okay, now we can put these guys back on. try not to make the same mistake twice. Sometimes it doesn't work. I do it anyway. Oh, oop, oop, oop. Don't lose it, don't lose it. Close one. Okay. Now, we're going to put loops here, and we're going to put loops here, and then when we tie it off, we're going to tie off with the body color. So, to here. Do a couple more of these. We're going to do loops on both of these, and then we're going to go ahead and loom up. Okay, so we're going to go up the sides to this middle one. Okay, and then this side to that peg with the loop on it. Ooh, hair. All my projects have dog hair woven into them. Bracelets, everything. I'll be looking down at my wrist at one of my bracelets, and I'll be like, is that a dog hair? Has that been there the whole time? My little silly goose. She's always leaving her dog hair everywhere. Okay, now we can go up this one all the way, and then this one all the way. Gotta make sure you get the bottom loops. And then this one. Oop, missed it. There we go. Now for this, instead of tying off with the tie-off color, we're going to tie off with this body color. And we're going to do one on one side and one on the other. Remove these guys. We can put this white away. I dropped both of those. I can't believe it. Move these guys out of the way. Okay. So, we're going to stick our hook through and grab one body color and make a tie-off loop. And then we're going to stick our hook the other way and do a tie-off loop on that side. Now, we can pull this off. You can kind of move those more to the middle. Whatever. It's good. Okay. Pull your little loopies. There we go. That's his whole belly. Now we're going to attach it just like we did the zipper. See, this is going to pull his body together so he's not like all flat. So, obviously you want the jaw like this. Let's move the loom. It's just in the way. We don't need those guys anymore. We don't need these guys anymore. Clean off my companion cube here. Okay. So, it's just like we did the other ones, except we're doing it on the side. So the first one I'm going to grab is the one that is the first green one after the top of my head. And we're going to grab that first guy. And we're going to go down one side and then go down the other. And then you'll see him really start to come together here. And you try to do whichever one looks like it's closest to that loop. Should be every other one, but if it's not, it's no big deal. I missed one there. Try to get all 4 of the bands. It's a little difficult by his leg. Try not to lose any of these loops either. Okay. And I guess this one will go here. This one will go here. And then these are actually going to curve a little bit. Whoops. This one goes here. Okay, pull on your little loops a little bit to make sure they stay. And then this last one goes here. And you'll see there'll be like a little gap at the end when we pull them together, but when we attach his tail, it'll close that up. I cannot grab this loop, come on. Trying to grab it without pulling on the body, or you'll lose your other loops. Okay, now quickly, before this falls apart, you gotta grab your first one, then grab the second one, whoops, grab the second one, grab the third one, fourth one, and so on, all the way down. Get back here. And again, once you get to where the leg is, it's a little harder to see. And then the last one. And I'm just going to wrap that around his leg. We're going to attach these this loop that's the last of this one, and the loop that's the last of this one to his tail. So we're going to weave it right in. So it can just sit here for right now. And look, there's half of his belly. Look, he's starting to look like something. Now we gotta do the same thing on the other side. Maybe that should be back one. Maybe not. I guess it's okay. Okay, so same thing on this side. I'm gonna start the first green one. And really, you can start looping as you go. Let's see if that makes it easier. So just as you go, pull the loops through each other. I try to match where I did it on the other side, but it doesn't always work. And I have this beanbag chair that I bought just for looming because I'm always sitting on the floor and I feel like I'm too far away from my workspace up here. Downstairs is perfectly fine, but up here in my bedroom, not so well. This is better. I like this better. Looping it as we go. That way I don't feel like I'm gonna lose them. And then under his leg. And this guy. And oops, ow. snapped my finger with the rubber band. And the last one is the tough one. There we go. And then tie that last one around his little leg. There we go. His belly. And see, that makes him, it makes his back stick up. And what we're going to do for his legs, since they kind of stick out, is at the end I'm going to show how I finished him off. And I just tie his legs together so they stay like that. But there we go. That is the end of part 8. So there we go. When we come back for part 9, it'll be his tail. So keep watching.